Hello, Iwake. I thought you had some interesting points in your video. One in particular that resonated with me is what's the proper way to turn down a dinner invitation from someone from another culture, or even your own, really. Um, I'm really an introverted person. I don't generally like going out with people, even if I like them or like working with them. And I have uh, a wife with a lot of medical problems, and I have a couple dogs at home. Just going out for something I hadn't planned on doing, especially if they're asking to do something that night, is often problematic for a lot of reasons, in addition to just being uncomfortable. But I'm always uncomfortable how I should frame my response. Is it rude for me to turn them down? Um, are they expecting me to pay for my meal? Depending on where they're going, that might be an issue. So it's something that I think, as you brought up, is an excellent thing to learn about other people and other cultures to be able to better handle that situation. Um, Another thing you mentioned is holidays in other cultures, um, and the impact of our holidays on other cultures. A lot of the tasks where I work have been outsourced to India and Mexico and Poland. Um, and I work with folks in India quite a bit for month end processes and that sort of thing. And when there's a holiday right at month end, it's always a little tricky because if the holiday's on their end, I need to know if they're working on the holiday or if they're not, so that I know when stuff's getting done. And if we're on holiday, I need to know if they're doing their thing and I need to log in, even though it's Christmas Eve. Um, or if what they're doing, they're going to do, if they know that we're on holiday and they're going to do it when we get back. Because there's certain things that I have to do my part immediately after they do their part. So any delay causes the numbers to be off. So that's something that is solved with communication, like most problems in the world. Um, you also brought up tone and pitch when you're speaking to someone, and tone in emails, which is a concept I had a hard time grasping early on in my business years. Um, I tend to be very direct with my responses and sort of just the facts. And for some people, that's very off-putting. They see it as harsh. They see a tone there that they think is uncomfortable or unpleasant. So it took some doing for me to be able to learn to word my messages in a way that sound pleasant, even if it's just a simple "this task was completed" kind of message. Um, the other thing is word differences in other cultures. Um, Going back to the example of India, one thing that kind of threw me for a loop early on is people there seem to use the word revert to mean reply. So for someone to say, the system changes have been implemented, everything should be working now, we will revert on Monday. To me, that means you're going to change it back, which is a problem. But they just meant they're going to reply on Monday after the changes have been completed, and it causes some confusion. But it's just a word difference. It's just a difference in, based on their history of how the language came to them versus to us, and how they use it a little differently. So it's just something that takes a little getting used to. So thank you for your video. I thought it was very interesting.